Hello, everybody. It's me again, David. Welcome to the TNN podcast. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Kingsley Momodu, the owner of a dental practice in North Carolina called Bright Care Center. He's an alumni of UNIBEN, that's the University of Benin, a very important school in Nigeria. And he's a proud Nigerian in diaspora. One of the people we like to engage, one of the people we like to talk to. And without much ado, let's start by getting Dr. Momodu to introduce himself and give us a brief background about his life. Thank you, Kingsley.
Yeah. Thank you very much. David, we used to call him Little Dave, right? Many years ago. Yes. Little Dave. And I want to thank you very much for this podcast. It's a real pleasure, and I feel very honored that you engage me on this journey. So thanks for the introduction. As you're aware, I am a dentist. And I am happy, I'm proud to be a dentist. I got my initial exposure to dentistry at the University of Benin, where I received a bachelor in dental surgery. I went on to do a residency in restorative dentistry, where I became a senior and chief resident in the Department of Restorative Dentistry at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. I was chief resident up until when I migrated to the United States of America. And I came to this country. I had to go back to school. And I went to the University of the Third Mercy School of Dentistry in Michigan, where I received a doctor of dental surgery, and I went on to get my fellowship with the Academy of General Dentistry. So at this time, I have been exposed to dentistry in 3 countries. I also did an observership at the University of Ulm in Germany. So it's been very rounded. I've seen dentistry in different continents, in different countries, and I'm happy and I feel very privileged for the education I've received over time. I also started Bright Care Dental. I founded Bright Care Dental in 2012. Today, we have 2 locations. We actually have 3 divisions. We have 2 locations, and we have 3 divisions. So the business has 3 divisions basically, and 2 locations. We have a location that caters to children. We have a location that caters to just general dentistry, and we have a division that caters to the elderly. So in that division, we basically do geriatric dentistry, and we are in contract with about 15 nursing homes in my county. And I also want to say that I'm a member of my county's Board of Health.
Where did you remember your childhood being? What influences did you have in your childhood, primary school through secondary school? Give us a bit of a flavor of that period of your life.
Yeah, I was lucky to have fantastic parents. They're late now. Patrick Momodu, my esteemed dad, and Hannah Momodu, my esteemed mother. My dad was a civil servant. My mother was the head of a school, and so that was essentially my background. And you know, it was it's a background I'm very proud of, because that background shaped my values. You know, I remember the first day my parents took me to school. I was dropped off in school in Button House, and my parents were driving away from school. I remember I was chasing after the car, and I was crying. You know, I cried the whole time. Yeah, that was my first time away from home. I mean, growing up in Nigeria was exciting. It was remarkable, because we were just children. You know, we were. It was really nice. I remember going back to school then in Benin. My dad would give me my pocket money, and he would give me a book and say, if you bought anything, write it down, you know, write your expenditure, you know. So when you come back from the boarding house, you tell me how you spent your money, you know. And for me, that was my dad teaching me accountability and teaching me discipline, you know. Yeah, I remember our teachers back then in school. I remember the bad boys. I remember the time I smoked my first cigarette. I remember the time I drank my first glass of liquor. Yeah, I remember the first girl I had a crush on. I remember all of those times. You know, but we had an exciting time, and we grew up in a country where people did not feel threatened. We grew up in a time, or we grew up in a country where people did not feel the kinds of challenges are here today. It was just nice. It was a nice time to grow up. We had I mean, it was just nice, you know. We had so much to look forward to. It was a good time. It was nice. Yeah.
So you went to Federal Government College, Warri?
Yes, that was my advanced level, and my ordinary level, I was at the Immaculate Conception College.
Ah, you are a product of ICC.
Yes, yeah.
In Benin City.
Yes, exactly. And after then, I went to Federal Government College, Warri.
This is the essence of the podcast. You see, I personally would never have known that my friend here is a product of ICC, one of the best schools in Edo State in our time. And then you went to Warri, and then eventually you did your GCEs or your A levels. Then you entered the University of Benin to study dentistry.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit of what the University of Benin was like in your year one? Let me give you some specific examples, like bursary, not paying bus fares. We used to have buses move around in the school. Can you just give us a brief detail of how you experienced that first period?
Yeah, we had a remarkable, like I said before, we had a remarkable childhood. The University of Benin was fun. It was really nice. Yeah, I mean, life was just stressless, you know. Yeah. But I must say that at that time, for me, it was the first time I was having to manage my life myself, you know, because, you know, you were thrown in the university community, you were so free, you could do as you liked, you know, you could smoke, you could drink, you could decide to go to school or to go to school. I mean, that was challenging, you know, coming from, you know, our controlled family settings, our controlled secondary school settings. Yeah. So you're thrown into all of that. And, you know, yeah, that time we had a lot of privileges. There were buses that just took us from point A to point B. You know, I know there was the bus thing, but I don't remember that. I can't remember if I got any of that or not. Yeah, yeah. But you know, Univen was Univen. You know, it was remarkable. We had parties. We had yeah. You know, the remarkable thing about school at that time was that Uniben was a leveler, you know. You had kids from rich homes, from poor homes. At that time, you could have a governor's son, you know, in your class. You could have a minister's son in your class. And you could have a farmer's son from a rural town in your class, you know. So kids, you know, grew up and we all learned from ourselves, you know. So poor kids learned from the rich kids, and the rich kids learned from poor kids, you know. So it was nice, it was good. I remember the riots, the Babangida riots, SAP riots of these days. I mean, you had the rich kids and the poor kids who all came out, you know, yeah, and, you know, were protesting the SAP riots. Yeah, it was good to see. You know, I mean, yeah, there was no wall between rich children and poor children, you know. We had a common challenge and everyone came together to fight those ills, to fight the government, you know. But I just say that in today's Nigeria, the poor kids don't see the rich children. They're not in the same places. They don't even see them. You know, in our time was different. You know, the country was unified along those lines. You know, there was unity. You know, it didn't matter where you came from. You were in Uniben, and that's what mattered. You know, yeah. So it was remarkable in that respect. Yeah.
We'll come to these days in a moment. So you finished your education. You started practicing your dentistry. What was it that made you decide to emigrate from Nigeria and into diaspora?
Yeah. So essentially, I received a degree in dentistry early on. So when I finished my youth service, I immediately started my residency program, you know, at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and I mean it was nice. I rose to the position of senior registrar, and I became chief resident in my department. And as at the time I was chief resident, I had traveled very wildly, you know. I traveled the world, you know. I had been to over 30 countries, you know, and I was just having fun. I was happy, you know. I wasn't married. I had a really nice car. I had a nice apartment. You know, I was a resident. I was enjoying myself, you know, and I was very contented. Like I could travel anywhere, I could come back, I could, all of that. Yeah. Then sometime in May of 2004, I went to buy and do grocery shopping, and when I was coming back, I saw a couple of my friends celebrating, on Federal Road. I don't know if you know where that road is in the Ubo area. So I stopped to say hi to a couple of my friends there, and at that time, in that location, I had an armed robbery attack.
Oh my God.
Gun pointed in my stomach, and instinctively I pushed the guy away, and I just ran. I ran for my life. I just ran, And I remember running zigzag just in case the guy fired. I had all kinds of thoughts in my head. He didn't fire. They were interested in my car. I had a really nice car at that time, It was a car I bought in Germany. I had imported that car. It was an Octavia. So they took my car and they drove off in high speed. I saw my car leaving, and I was like, wow, is that my car? And I was traumatized. That happened in May, and when that happened, I was very conflicted before that time. I wasn't sure if I wanted to travel abroad or if I didn't want to travel. So I was having fun. I was just happy, But when that happened to me, I was like, okay, enough. End of story. And by October, I was out of the country. October, I was in the United States of America.
Wow. That must have been really an experience. A gun being pointed at you. I suppose instinct kicks in. That's why you push the guy's arm away and just run.
Yes. How I did that, I don't remember. And I pushed him. I just took off, and I ran zigzag. I'd read somewhere that, if you're not sure, run zigzag so that when they fire at you, they could miss or something. So I ran zigzag. I ran zigzag until, I just took off. Yeah, but he wasn't interested in me. They had my car. He got in my car and just zoomed off.
Wow. It's an experience that leaves an impact on one. Right. So there you are. You arrive in America, an immigrant. For the first few years, you've been there a long time now. How did you manage to adapt? How did you carry on in your practice, in your dentistry, and?
So I was very sure of what I wanted to do. I didn't come to America confused. I came to America knowing that I was a dentist. I came to America knowing that I wanted to continue to be a dentist. So I wasn't conflicted. I wasn't confused, I came to this country and I was like, what? How do I plug into where I want to be? I didn't take what was easily available. I knew I had a set of exams to write, and so I settled down. I did my exams. I put in my best. I tried not to get carried away by distractions that are evident in America. I was always in the library. I worked very hard, and in 9 months, I passed all my exams. And in that same year, I got admitted to do my Doctor of Dental Surgery at the University of Detroit, Michigan. So I went to school, I did my my course there, and I'm thankful for that experience because that was when I really became a dentist. You see, I must say that in Nigeria, our university did not have the resources to train dentists. So we were trained to be doctors. Looking back now, I was really trained to be a medical doctor in Nigeria. Yeah. It was in my last year, we were separated and I did some dentistry. Yeah. But in America, we had the requisite, we had the proper, I became a well-trained dentist, and that's one thing I think we need to fix back at home. The issue of funding for dental programs is a big one, because sometimes when the money is not there, we try to make do with what we have. We try to adapt and all that, but those things come with a cost. They come with a big cost, So I had more medical knowledge graduating from a dental program in Nigeria than dental knowledge. Yes, So it was when I came to America, I went back to school. I saw the discrepancies and I hope that we're able to correct those things. But funding is a big, big, big part of it. My school loan for my study in America was, when I finished, I was indebted to well over $300,000. That was how much my education cost in America, But I'm still thankful for it, because what's important really boils down to the skills that you acquire, because it's the skills that will help you make all that money, that will help you pay that loan back, So it's a wash. It's a wash, Yeah. But in Nigeria, the schools are broke. The schools don't really have the money to train dentists the way they should be trained. So they're trained as doctors, because it's convenient. And I don't know. So you train dentists who half-baked dentists, and because they're half-baked, they are not able to really assert themselves. They are not able to attain the kind of prosperity that they need to. Yeah, and all of that. Yeah.
So, Dr. Momodu, who would you, or which group of people would you consider to have influenced your life the most back in Nigeria and in the United States? Who would you say influenced your direction, apart from obviously your own purpose, which you knew already?